Nick being in love like a teenager on a Tuesday, licking my girl from the rooter to the tutor was not on my bingo card for this episode, but I'm feeling like I just won. Let's start out with how Nick said, I know we not friends, so we more than that at this point. And honey, we the audience knew, but the rest of the audience that didn't, they knew when he started jiggling that booty in that challenge. I love that Ace was saying, you know, that's what love feels like. You're feeling like a teenager, you're excited, you're happy as hell. And what did Nick say? Yeah. See, normally when people say stuff like that and you don't agree with it, you be like, no, it's not that deep. No, my boy said, yeah. Simultaneously, Shelly is me trying to get off the tea because what y'all was doing when y'all was kissing? Have y'all kissed outside of a challenge? Alandria is always so polished, like, girl, we been doing that. Our kisses being good. Shelly, so what's different now? So get to it. And get to it she did. They went over to that photo booth. She turned around and said, we finna get this kiss in. Nick is so considerate of Alandria. He moves on her time. When they were in the speakeasy, you see him kissing her hands. And she's like, you know, I really like you. You know, I do. I think you're attractive. The physical thing I'm here for. He was just waiting for the green light and she gave him that tonight. I also very much loved how the rest of the cast was like, they got crazy chemistry. They're so fun together. It's like watching your favorite rom-com come true in real time. Nick's so happy with Alandria, he didn't get his ass out the bed. He was savoring the cuddles. Just like he was savoring my girl lip gloss right on her chin. And Ace almost aired him out in front of everybody until they got that text about the hideaway. I very much like this episode because we got to see people have conversations more. And one thing from Alandria and Nick's conversation that I noticed was him saying that he's not a planner, her saying that she was. And it really gives the opposites attract. He's constantly saying that he feels like he wants to be a man for her. She's always saying that he makes her laugh and brings out her funnier side. And when they're having that conversation, she's like, oh, that would drive me crazy. And he's like, well, I just go with the flow, you know? Alandria is saying, oh, I wish I could be more carefree. That's just not me. I have a strong feeling that Marcel's parents will start to switch roles the longer that they stay together. Which is so good because she deserves somebody that is going to allow her to take a back seat and just be. And tonight, Ace told Shelly, I want to be with you. I knew when she told him, if you want to cry tonight, I'll cry with you, that it was going to be a beautiful episode for this couple. They're so creative. Even in the challenge, it was so playful, so cute, so sassy. When they're having one-on-ones, Ace is giggling like a kid in the candy store. And he's constantly affirming her like, yeah, you were my favorite child in the challenge. You make me happy. I enjoy being with you. So much so that they get to go to the hideaway. And you know what I really loved about him is that he asked her before they do anything wrong, will you be my boo? And not will you just be my boo, but he said her whole legal name. And the rundown of him saying, I met you in New York City, you disappear, I lost my Cinderella. To seeing each other now, I don't know. This cast is very much fate coded. Because what are the odds that they would meet each other on this show? And I know people are saying, oh, they're trying to rig the system. Baby, y'all know how many people audition for Love Island? How many people apply? It's damn near impossible to force people to get on that cast. It's just not in the cards. But it was in the cards for them. They just exude love and real connection. In this episode, the only person that was fighting was Shelly with that goddamn bug. Oh, and Chris and Huda. Ace having that one-on-one with Chris talking about you just got to see it through is all he wanted to say. But he knew he couldn't finish the sentence like that. So he just gave him a bunch of advice, just telling him to keep going, try to see eye to eye. But realistically, Chris has no other options at this point. Nobody else is open. Everybody's in couple. And I think Chris was just like, you know what? I'm going to chuck it up and keep it pushing. But when he sat on that couch and was talking to himself, it was like, yeah, your priorities is fucked up. I couldn't help but agree because he was right. Huda somehow always misses the point that he's trying to make. And then she makes it as like, well, I'll take a step back if you're not invested in this. Da, da, da. And he's like, bro, I never said that. It's really just a defense mechanism. And it's going to cost her a relationship outside of this island. Because at this point, I genuinely don't think Chris is going to be like, I'm ready to go home. Because there's only a couple days left. I very much am tired of seeing them have the same conversation. And I think Amaya and Brian were really being generous with trying to get them to talk. But realistically, they were already sitting next to each other. Whatever they decided, like if he was just going to ignore it and keep moving, they should have left it at that. Because they got on that goddamn dock and he was like, look, I'm tired of saying the same shit. I do feel for Chris though, because it's like he's trying to explain himself. You're trying to explain yourself. Clearly, you're not seeing eye to eye. He's not feeling like you're hearing him. But then you're like, well, this is what I need from you. And when he's trying to express what he needs from her, she just doesn't understand. What I didn't understand was why Amaya and Brian was doing all that for their couple, but they're not doing enough for themselves. Every time we go and hear that conversation, she's talking about something that has nothing to do with anything. Amaya's just a certified yapper. Talking about cold feet and all this stuff. And yes, I love the gesture, but like, what are your interests? What do you like? What do you feel like you want to be in a relationship? How do you want to show up for each other? They're missing those important pieces in conversations. Every time they talk, I swear they just be kissing. And then he was in that challenge throwing that bucket of water like he wanted to drown my good sis. He was doing so much, the girls was like, what the hell is your problem? After that challenge, I would have been asking how you work as a team. Also, honorable mention, Huda. She eats all those challenges down, honey. That stripper pose, slide down, thunder thigh shake. Iconic. Do it again. And for Iris and Pepe, I feel like the narrator summed it up. He said, child, they around each other so much, she running out of lines. It sounded like she flirting with the bouncer at the club. And when they were having a conversation, she was basically like, oh, you're so smart. He's like, did you think I was dumb? And he's just trying to explain his life. And she's like, oh, yeah, because, you know, your life wouldn't be perfect anyway. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. It just purely gives, like, physical connection. I know they can talk all day, but they ain't talking about a goddamn thing. And I can't get into the widows. I wish them the best, just on their flight back home. Overall, I like this episode. I felt like it was much longer than the ones that we've been watching. It was an hour and 1 minute instead of 54 minutes. And I'm loving that All in the Family is coming in this very next episode. What I don't love is that y'all are literally going to eliminate somebody right after and send them back home with their family. But I get it. Everybody can't stay. And I need y'all to send all of Chris' family out there because he need a good hug. He ready to go home.